The holiday season is my favorite time of the year. Join me and my Extension colleagues as we share some of our family's most favorite holiday traditions in a series called Homemade Holiday. Welcome back to Homemade Holiday. Today we have Adrienne Williams, our Empowering Youth and Families Program Assistant in Nash County, and she is going to share with you how to make your very own ugly sweater.
Hello everybody. Thanks Regina for that great introduction. Today we're going to do a ugly sweater DIY. You can make your own ugly Christmas sweater for very inexpensively. You can either buy a sweatshirt or use something you already have at home, or go to a resale shop like Goodwill or somewhere and get some used clothing to use that, whichever you like. And this could be done for under $10 or even less. Here's some of the supplies that I have. I used a lot of things that I already have, but to apply the things to the shirt, we're going to use fabric glue. There's a spray adhesive. You can use either or, again, whichever you like. This is to embellish. It's glitter glue. I have some yarn that may or may not be used. It just depends on where I want to take the sweater. Ribbon. Rhinestones, not real rhinestones, but rhinestones. Some of you may be familiar with this. Glitter glue, not glitter glue, I'm sorry, Gorilla Glue. Glue sticks. And these are felt ornaments that can be applied. Some glitter ribbon. Some felt snowflakes. Googly eyes are always great. And then what I use for the base of my shirt is all these different colors of felt fabric. I actually overbought, but you never can have too much. This is all just in case. To get started, I planned my shirt, and this is the image that I'm going to use. I found it online. You don't have to do that. You can use items like mittens, socks, fabric, quilt squares. If you have to buy something, these things all can be found inexpensively at maybe a local Walmart, or a lot of these things I picked up from the local dollar store. Some of them are already pre-cut. Now these items I had to cut out to my shape, and with my planning I decided to make use a reindeer for the base of my shirt, and then I'm going to embellish him and make him look really pretty or ugly, whichever one you want to say. And this is also one of my embellishments. We hope to finish him off with his little shiny nose. So to get started, I've placed everything on my shirt where it's going to go so that I know where I have to apply my glue. I've decided to use this spray adhesive because it works really well. This Gorilla Glue works really well too, but it has a high odor. So it's a little strong, and you need to let it sit and cure for probably about an hour or so before it locks in, but it will hold up in the wash. This may or may not hold up in the wash. You may need some more Gorilla adhesive. So to start off, I'm going to spray the back of my antlers, and then I'm going to work my way down. I have laid out everything the way it's supposed to be applied, and then I'm going to work my way down and glue everything on the shirt. And once I get that done, I can start to embellish it. The spray makes it a little bit faster. And I'm going to spray out of the way so I don't get anything on the countertops or on my clothing. You may want to wear an apron, or you may want to put down some plastic, just so that you don't get anything on your countertops or table, or if you're outside, that would be helpful. And immediately wash your hands after you use the spray. The spray sometimes is repositionable, so if you feel like you made a mistake, it's really not a mistake because it's supposed to be an ugly Christmas sweater, so don't feel bad. Just keep working through it. See, one of my antlers is already crooked, but that's okay. It's not supposed to be perfect. I like this stuff because it grabs really quickly, but it also means I need to be a little bit more precise. I will probably go back and add glue because I probably do want this to hold up in the wash. I moved ahead and glued down some of the items so that we could, for the sake of time, complete the project. I want you all to see how it can look once it's finished. So these are all laid down where I would like them. And now all I have to add is my googly eyes, my mouth, and then embellish with some jewels and some other things to make this as ugly as possible. Now this is a tacky glue. Any type of glue can actually be used, even Elmer's glue. But Elmer's glue, if you use that, the basic glue that we used in school, you're going to have to let it cure overnight. It's going to need 24 hours, but it's good enough to actually glue wood together because they're basically made almost out of the same thing. And don't quote me because I don't work for any of these places. I just know that it works from testing them. But you can use anything you have on hand. Just wait the appropriate time to make sure that you're able to actually wear your shirt. I'm going to use the Gorilla Glue. I've now placed glue on the back of what's going to be the base for my eyes, my googly eyes. I like saying that. I think I like realizing that they're actually called googly eyes. I thought I made it up. Then I'll place some glue on the back of the nose, still using we're going to spray this time. I can cover more area. As I indicated earlier, the majority of these things can be purchased from the dollar store or Walmart, but you'll probably find this spray adhesive is a heavy-duty spray adhesive. You'll find something like this at a Walmart or one of the art supply stores, Joann's, fabric store, or Hobby Lobby, or Michael's. You won't find this at the dollar store, but if you do see it, please pick it up. It'll be a great buy. We're going to add our last hoof. We got our ears down. We got our base for our reindeer's face. And now we get to put on the googly eyes. We're going to use the Gorilla Glue for that one. And then we get to embellish. And now we've done all that, and we can start adding rhinestones, we can add ribbon, whatever we like to either dress it up or dress it down. At the end, we'll add our nose, maybe, just depending on how I'm feeling. In this area, I like using the glue for the rhinestones that I'm going to add to his antlers because I don't want to cover the top of it with glue. There's no way for me to spray that and leave it and not cover the sweatshirt. And I'm just picking these out at random. With this Gorilla Glue, it's a little forgivable for a little while, so you have time to change if you don't like where something is. But with these sweaters, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes I'm a little picky, and I might try to redo things over, but I need to remind myself it's an ugly Christmas sweater. And as soon as you're able, wash your hands because it can get a little messy. And y'all, I'm squeezing in the middle of the tube, which is something I hate. Like, I don't like to find my toothpaste squeezed in the middle of the tube. But I've done it, so I need to start forgiving some people who are doing it. Let's see. There. There. These rhinestones come in various sizes. Didn't get this from the dollar store, and I don't know if I indicated that. These came from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. There were so many. I had a project, and I had these things left over. So you can find things that you have left over around the house that you can place on your project. I think that I am going to, my deer's antlers are broken. My reindeer's antlers are broken. So I am going to put something here to make them look mended, and I think it's going to be little rhinestones. This is a great project to do with kids. It's a great project to do with anybody because everybody can have fun doing this. And then you can all wear your shirts together. I'm going to use the Gorilla Glue on the nose because I think it's going to need a little bit more to reinforce it. You can actually cut a hole through the sweatshirt if you like to pull the string through the back, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to apply some glue and just let it rest. And I'm going to leave the string hanging down. Hot glue works also. It's going to dry faster than this. And over to the side over there, I have a hot glue gun ready to go. I think that'll be the last of that. We're now going to add some ribbon. I want my ribbon to appear to come from underneath the antler. So I am faking it out and wrapping it so it looks like it's coming from underneath the antler, but it's really not. It's just, you don't need a whole piece, just need part. And this is wire edge ribbon, which you can find at the dollar store. It's 3 feet of it, and you won't need very much unless you're going to do something extra. So you get 2 rolls, and it's a Christmas color, so. And for this, I'm going to use the hot glue gun. We've now added our last piece of ribbon around his antler, and we're now going to apply our lights. This is completely optional, but they were the cutest little thing at the dollar store. So we're going to use the hot glue gun to apply them. I probably would rather tack them with, I'll go back and tack them later with thread. But I'm placing them where I like them. I'm stringing them between his antlers. And this little baby will be on the side. I think I will wrap it with maybe some felt so no one can see what it is. And I can tack that with the glue gun and some thread. 2, 1.
Isn't her sweater just adorable? Thank you, Adrian, for being a participant on our Homemade Holiday Series and sharing your talent with us, and we hope you all join us again for our next episode.